on. The Senator's yours. There's no need to kill me now.
You are a slave to the dark side. I'd be doing the galaxy a favor.
It's not my fault. Shakti abandoned me here. This planet is evil. It corrupted me. But you can save me. Just let me get away from here.
This speech should be coming from him.
And I'll turn my back on the dark side.
Because how convenient is this? I'll just... I will sit for a little bit, or at least dark sides, but, you know, you convinced me. You're better at this than I am.
Reminds me too much of another young Jedi who turned to the dark side. You shouldn't have let her go free.
Who do you think he's talking about?
She's free. She'll carry the memories of what she's done here forever.
And still, Starkillers approach this. It seems genuine at this point, implying that it is, but it shouldn't be. Doesn't he still follow Vader? The whole idea is to create the rebellion, to destruct Emperor so you can strike him down. Did you decide not to follow along, actually? Or do we? It's complicated and we will get back to it eventually.
Open rebellion is too dangerous, Master Coda. I know I owe you my life, but...
You don't owe me anything. I told you on Cloud City that I can't help you. Not since I lost my sight. He's your hero, and it's his rebellion. Join us because he's asking you to.
You are the first to really fight the Empire. We're not prepared to go to war yet. We need weapons and starships and people with the courage to use them. I don't know how many others will stand with us.
But surely you know some who will.
Well, yes, there are other senators who have spoken out against the Emperor. But they will be hard to convince.
We just need to show them that the Empire is vulnerable.
Let me meditate on that. I'm sure we can find the right target. In the meantime, Senator, gather your friends. We're gonna need all the help we can get.
Where did we get another ship? Maybe we scavenged it.
You have received my message?
No.
Your mission goes well.
I have recruited others to my cause, but now I need your counsel. My allies seek a major strike against the Empire.
Wash your fucking face.
Rules the galaxy through fear. We must destroy a symbol of that fear. The Empire is building Star Destroyers above Raxus Prime.
Raxus Prime again it is.
Shipyard is your next target.
Just like I said.
Lord Vader.
There is much conflict in you. Your feelings for your new allies are growing stronger. Do not forget that you still serve me.
I hate being him.
I think he does too.
Funny.
Juno.
I came to find out where you wanted to go next. But it looks like you've already been told.
Juno, this isn't what it looks like.
Of course it is. You're still loyal to Vader. After he branded me a traitor and tried to kill you, you're still his
slave.
Then why did you defy Vader to rescue me?
I needed someone to fly the ship.
We both know that's not true. My being here has never been about my piloting. Sometime soon, you will decide the fate of the rebellion, not your master.
That's a deflection.
That moment. Just remember that I too was forced to leave behind everything I've ever known.
Look at this block of text. You know, I like subtitles in case you miss something, like if I was talking, you could read it. But when it blocks half of your fucking screen, it sort of ruins the fucking scene. Like, remember in Jedi Outcast, Jedi Academy, when it had the letterboxing? At least it was like framing device, I guess. Was it good? Maybe it wasn't. Maybe it actually wasn't. We're gonna talk about the suit, because it has an important part to talk about. Other than that, Mary's brood. Very conveniently, yeah, you're better at being evil. I'll just give up and I'll just leave. And also in this scene, it seems like she's supposed to be cordial, but that's not the word I'm looking for. Honest, probably honest, and actually be converted again, because he poses as a Jedi. And he might be doing it just in case Bale sees, so it doesn't ruin his cover. Yeah, but she's it looks so manipulative. She's a woman. She treats him as an authority. She tells him that he turned her, changed her for the better. She pleads for her life. She appeals to all the sensibilities a man would feel towards a woman in need, defeated woman, a broken person. But really, and also it might influence you, like you think she does actually turn because she was under Shakti, and the whole story is about how you don't want to be evil anymore. So you convince, essentially, somehow, through battle, you convince her to not be evil anymore. And she just said, all right, you won, I'll stop being evil, and then just leaves and we never meet her again. What the fuck is the guarantee that anything changes? It's I don't know, at best or at worst, a tactic to stay alive, a lie to not be killed. Do I really care? No, but the scene is confusing. The scene is confusing. And if you think about it for any longer than not at all, she might still be evil. And that would actually be more interesting if we ever get to know that she remained. She remained evil. Right. The other thing that I wanted to mention.
This is the closest I can get you. Once you find a way to the processing plant, we can use the ore cannon to attack the shipyards directly.
Are you saying we're close to begin with? Because that doesn't look like it. The other thing, iconic performances of Arnold Schwarzenegger in Total Recall.
Get your ass to Mars. Get your ass to Mars.
But that has been remade with Kate Beckinsale and the other guy, whose name I totally don't remember, but I remember his face. No, that's fine. Colin Farrell was his name. Perfect. So that was remade and re-sci-fied and shit like that. Because why not, right? The movie was old. It had too little frames. The resolution wasn't good enough. It clearly merited remaking. And how long it was? When was it released? At this year. When was the remake? At this year. I'm guessing it's a significant amount of time, like 20 years or something. But they are already remaking games that are like 10 years old, 5 years old. It's not good enough, guys. Just slap a new coat of paint on it and sell it as HD remaster. You released a console port in 720p. And in shit graphics, cause consoles, and then you ported it to PC, and PC players were like, this looks like shit and I'm playing on PC, and they were like, well, then let's remove the previous game from the store, and put a new one on it. And the new one is the same one, only with better graphics, like with Dark Souls Remastered. Instead of Prepare to Die Edition, and now Prepare to Die Edition in its original is not available. There are also other improvements, and that's in quotation quote improvements, which didn't make the game better. All we needed, really, if we needed that at all, was that we wanted better graphics and smoother gameplay, because we could afford that. We've got first off personal computers, and second off better personal computers than when the game was released on. Yeah, this. Dark Souls is not available anymore on Steam. There's Dark Souls Remastered, and you can't pretty much play, let's say, cross-platform. But yeah, you'll never experience that game if you've never experienced it before, unless you fucking torrent it. That's why piracy is necessary. And other than that, again, instead of releasing Warcraft 4, 7, whichever, Blizzard decided to release Warcraft 3 Remastered. And they were talking about all the new camera angles and new graphics and better experience and Battle.net integration. But also, just like Dark Souls Remastered, the game is pretty much broken, and the previous installment of the game cannot be played anymore. So there you have it, another trade. Like I also mentioned in my Outcast playthrough, where Criterion released Need for Speed in 2004. Or maybe 14, I don't really know. Either or. And it was called Need for Speed Most Wanted. And there was already a game called Need for Speed Most Wanted. And it looked worse because it was younger. I mean, older than that. It was released earlier than this. But it wasn't really... No, it was released under EA's banner. But you couldn't buy DLCs yet. But since it was already the era of DLCs, EA decided to try to erase the trace of the previous Most Wanted, which couldn't be profiting them in perpetuity by buying DLCs. They called that one Most Wanted, and they they offered, graciously, they offered access to DLCs for that game. So yeah, soft reboot you could say, but also not at all. But other than that, yeah, Warcraft 3 got remade, and it's more broken than the original. Looks worse, maybe not necessarily, but it doesn't look as well as they said it's gonna. So it's a failure. Anyway, it's unplayable, it looks worse. Well, maybe not. It's unplayable. It didn't live up to the promises. The promises were broken, and the previous game is defunct. So there you have it, go fuck yourself, player. Again, all you get is LAN support on pirated games through the third-party software. But anyway, since we're already here at this bridge, fucking 40 minutes in, maybe I'll just, if you're hearing this, it already happened, maybe I'll just do a cut between the boss fight and this, maybe. I just might. But let's talk about this outfit then, because it's already this long, this deep into it. Why not? During transition between episodes, who the fuck cares? Not you, not me. I do care a little bit. So, this is an interesting suit, cause it first off looks like a pilot suit, and second off looks like a Vader suit. The most Vader thing about it is this collar he's got here, right? So this has this black neck collar that protrudes a little bit in front of his mouth, just like Vader's mask does. If you pay attention to movies and shit like that, you'll see that it's very similar. So I would say it's heavily inspired by Vader. Again, also you've got this chest computer, which Vader does have, also on his chest, coincidentally. He doesn't really have a back computer, but also he doesn't have white armor and shit like that. So it's very heavy. I definitely feel it's at least inspired by Vader, but why is it in game made as if it looks to look like Vader's suit? Not really sure. Maybe, like I'm saying, maybe it's supposed to be more evocative of Imperial pilot. And talking about Imperial pilots and Juno Eclipse, this woman, yeah, keep plowing on, I guess. Was debating whether I should change the outfit right now or maybe later. But I guess later, because maybe gameplay, a little bit more gameplay for you to look at instead of, you know, me standing around just talking. After all, it is a gameplay channel, so maybe stick to it at least for a little bit. pilot journal clips. Talking about Imperial pilots. So he says, it's not how it looks like. Well, yeah, how does it look like? And what is it instead then? It's obviously that he still serves Vader, but then why? And she complains. I think she says, I already forgot. I'm pretty much making it up. What the fuck is this Millennium Falcon? No, it isn't. Millennium Falcon is operational at this point. This is just another YT-1300 frigate, 1300 frigate. Interesting touch, because after all, it's just a ship that's been repurposed to be a smuggler's vessel. But yeah, one is in this trash pile. Interesting. It is Raxus Prime after all, I guess. So what was I saying? Yeah, she says, I think she sacrifices her life. Her life is ruined because she's been branded a traitor, and all she's had in her life was her career as a pilot. And she says, well, her life is ruined, and why the hell did you save her then? Well, and he says to need a pilot, and then she just sidestep it. No, we need a hero to defeat the Empire. There's obviously just sexual undertone. I mean, how many chicks did Starkiller actually bang in his apprenticeship under Vader? How many women did he get to interact with on like private, personal level? Jeez, all three of them. They'll deal with each other, I guess. Be a smart guy. Third party them, just like you play Apex Legends. Well, yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to happen. Again, going where I didn't want it to go. Yeah, more problem. They'll probably just deal with the purge troopers, hopefully. Nope. Take the holocron. It clearly won't work. Yes. So yeah, clearly sexual undertones. Like, yeah, maybe that's blunt, but obviously she likes her. She's an attractive lady. So hey, why not try to get another attractive lady on your ship? Because I mean, fuck. Right? Who wouldn't? He's about to grab me, yeah, as usual. No, that's not who I wanted to lightning strike. But now it's fine. Alright. So you want her to come along to have something nice to look at, and then, you know, if you isolate her from her friends and family and her career, she'll be easier, if you know what I mean. So there's that. And she immediately dodges that. Also, he was lying either way, so about how he needed a pilot. Which, fucking hell. I mean, you know, last time I did throw this piece between ATST's legs, but this time it just clipped through it. I cannot. If it's disappearing, make it not be interactable with, or make it re-interactable again if I manage to get in that time frame between time frame of fading away from the fucking universe. What's this holocron? Invincibility. It probably still does get me stunned. Oh. Don't look. It probably still does get me stunned, but at least I'm not taking damage. Right. But fortunately we mashed into a quick time event. Oh, we're already fucked. Shit. Yes, yes. No, yes. There we go. This I've talked about it already, but it's still annoying. It's absolutely still is. And then level up. Perfect. That's what we absolutely needed. We were full health anyway. Where are you going? You can't run away from me. I don't move with the speed of light because I'm light side. I move with the speed of dark. Mary's Brood. Remaking games. They're not old games and they're being remade already. Because why make a new game? Why make a new product and risk it not selling? Just make the same product again. Even don't pretend that it's like a inspiration like they did with Star Wars. Like the story about a desert character finding a Millennium Falcon and then running away from the Empire and dealing stuff. It's just the same story in The Force Awakens and Return of the Jedi, is it? I wouldn't know. And yeah, or is it New Hope? I never paid attention to those titles. Whichever. The episode 4 of the Star Wars. Right. This is long enough. This is way long enough. See you in the next episode. Because you need more. So do I. Maybe buy a shirt. Maybe play some video games. Maybe torrent some video games, because it's not certain that they'll be still available legally. Like PT, for example. Again, you need more of those. So do I. Subscribe. Torrent everything.